Hello, everyone. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from the United States. Here to celebrate the wonderful holiday of Thanksgiving. I love the energy of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is like the concept and the idea of Thanksgiving is really, really beautiful. It doesn't always turn out that way, right? Because you're usually with all these family members and there's people that don't like each other and there's, all this stuff that they come together one time a year and they find it hard to be copacetic with each other, but that's not really what it's about. It's really about gratitude more than anything, and the acknowledging and the acknowledgement of what you're thankful for and what this year has provided for you. And we used to have a tradition in my friend circles in New York when I would celebrate Thanksgiving with my friends, and we would always go around the table and share what we were thankful for and what we were grateful for. And I was thinking about that this morning. We won't have a download tomorrow for the holiday, so I wanted to touch on that subject and leave everybody with that today as well. I was up early with jet lag this morning, and Guillermo and I went to Starbucks, and I was just kind of just looking at how beautiful this earth is. Here where I am, there's a lot of land and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. And we turned the corner and there was this layer of fog that was over the grass. And Guillermo was like, wow, I love that. It's so magical and it's so beautiful. And it really reminded me of all the things that we really take for granted that are right underneath our nose. And that often includes the people in our lives, the people that we take for granted, really, the people that we take for granted. And when we got to Starbucks, I said to Guillermo on the way, I said, I think I want to talk about gratitude today. And he looks up and there's a sign on the church, the local church, that says, start your morning with gratitude. And I was like, that's the sign that we need to tap into today. And so we walked into Starbucks and when you have a sense of gratitude, it just radiates. Like I was thinking about how grateful I am. And I expressed to Guillermo how grateful I am. And we walked into Starbucks and, everybody's energy was like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good. And Guillermo was like, oh my gosh, it feels so, it's so nice to be back in America. He's like, everybody's so sweet and everybody's so kind. And I was like, well, that's our energy. And so it really does change your energy to be in that state of gratitude. And I really want to communicate and express to everyone listening, past, present, and future, who's been a part of this program since 2021, actually. Those of you who have shown up day after day and been here, I just want to express gratitude for this community and what we have created, and acknowledge that it takes a village, right? It takes a village. And that even though we may not know who is out there supporting us, and we may not feel always that we are supported and nurtured, but just know that if for nothing else, here in this community, you have people who have your back and are grateful for you and support you and thankful for you. And I say that because they say that what you see in others is a reflection of you. And that is how I feel. I want everybody to know that as a part of this community, we are incredibly grateful and incredibly thankful. I am incredibly grateful and thankful for each and every one of you and everything that you bring here and that you contribute to this community and to the world. Each and every one of us has a very special and unique light. And when we see that light in each other, that light radiates back at us, and we can see our own light. Look for the light in everyone and everything. Know that it is there. Even if you can't see it with your cranky family, it's there. Everybody has that beautiful light. Just find that spark of goodness in everyone and everything, and then it will grow. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin the meditation. Thank you all for being here. Let's close our eyes and find ourselves in our heart. And place your hand on your heart and just say a prayer of gratitude today. Creator of all that is, source, light, universe, we thank you for everything. Amen. And now let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our awareness to the center of the earth. And as we shift our awareness to the center of the earth, let's imagine this beautiful energy swirling around in the center of the earth. And from this space in the center of the earth, let's imagine this beautiful ball of light. Imagine that energy scooping up, coming up through the core of the earth, through the soles of our feet, and traveling up through our entire body, and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful ball of light. Now, switch your awareness into this ball of light, and imagine this ball of light traveling up out of the space that you're in, higher and higher and higher, and faster and faster and faster. Imagine that ball of light lifting you up out past Earth's atmosphere, out into outer space, through different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way, and higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light. Some light, some dark. Through those layers, out into the beautiful golden-like light. And through the golden-like light, into a jelly-like substance light. And through the jelly-like substance light, into a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, and of complete totality. And from here, we're going to ask for some downloads. I'm going to connect into the quantum field, the consciousness of us all, and see what's required today. Remember, downloads are just energies, thoughts, feelings, emotions, experiences that we receive into our subconscious mind. 90% of our brain functions from the subconscious mind. That is our reactive system. When we change our beliefs, we change our reality. We become more conscious. We tap into that 10% of our brain that we don't often use. And so let's see what we got here today. So would you like to know what it feels like to know that people in this world are grateful for you? Do you know that people are grateful for you? Do you know how many people's lives you have touched just by being in them? Just by the smile that you shared with somebody, the hug, the kindness, the warmth. If you'd like to acknowledge that, receive that download now, just say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to acknowledge the degree of gratitude that you have for others is the willingness to be grateful for yourself? So would you like to be grateful for yourself? That you know what it looks like, tastes like, feels like, smells like, sounds like, and is to be grateful for yourself. To know that you are worthy of being grateful for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being grateful for yourself. There's no ego involved in being grateful for yourself. You are a spark of the light of the Creator. As it says in the earliest stages of all our good books, you are created in His image. And that means, and so too, you also have that energy. You are the same energy of the light of the Creator. So would you like to know what it feels like to honor that, to be grateful for that, and to not take it for granted? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body, to know that it is safe for you to let down your walls and barriers, to see the good in the world? I know it's very hard right now, right? We get all caught up in the traumas and the dramas and the wars and the economies and the everything. And it's hard for us to see the light sometimes. Would you like to know what it feels like to see the good in the world, to see the light in the world? If you like that, say yes. If it's hard for you to do so, remember the earth. The earth has no point of view about the things that we do to it. Think about that. Think about that. The earth just keeps giving. She keeps giving. She keeps loving. She keeps nurturing. She cares for us unconditionally. And so much of the things that we do to her, she forgives us for. For today, be like the earth. Acknowledge that you have the ability to continue to regrow, to let go, and to give birth, rebirth, rejuvenate, reinvigorate, re-inspire, resolve. If you'd like that, say yes. I think one of the most powerful energies that comes up for me during Thanksgiving is the energy of forgiveness. And, the history of Thanksgiving is rooted in colonialism, but it is all about forgiveness as well. Right? That's how I see it. It's about forgiveness, and it's about coming together for the sake of co-creating something greater. And so would you like to know what it feels like to know that it's safe for you to co-create something greater in this world? That we create greater by seeing what each and every one of us has to offer each other in the world. If you'd like that, say yes. I'm being reminded of like how a house is made. Right? You have all these different people who are extraordinary at their own fields. You have the plumber, and you have the electrician, and you have the architect, and you have the builder, and you have the planner, and you have the foreman. You have all these different individuals who are really good at what they do, but very rarely can the foreman also be the plumber, right? So we need everybody to come together for the purpose of co-creating something incredible and magical. We've got to remember that the new competition is collaboration. So would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to invite yourself to collaborate, to acknowledge the collaboration in others, to know that you alone, yes, you can do anything, no doubt about it, but it is a hell of a lot easier. It is a hell of a lot more fun and rewarding when you invite people in your life who can do it just a little bit better. And so would you like to know what it feels like to melt your walls and barriers, to be humble, to ask for help where you know help is required? If you'd like that, say yes. Cool. So now let's shift our energy to those who require healing today. And as we do so, let's please just imagine them surrounded in the Creator's love and in the Creator's light. Imagine them happy, healthy, safe, and protected. You know, there are a lot of firsts you go through when you lose somebody very special in your life. And this is a first to go through Thanksgiving and the holiday season without my mom. And, my best friend Stacy also lost her father this summer. And we were having a consoling moment about how hard it is. And I just want to acknowledge that there are a lot of people who are showing up to Thanksgiving this year without somebody that they are used to seeing at the table who won't be there. And I just want to hold space for all those people. I know how hard it is. I know how awkward it is. I know how uncomfortable it is. But I also know that they will be with us in spirit. They will be with us. Today, this morning, I just asked my mom, I said, Mom, I know you would want me to decorate this house. I have no idea where to begin. So just show me what you want me to do. And sure enough, I found some very special key pieces that she would have loved to have out for Thanksgiving. And I started to decorate the house. I know she's with me. And I want to send that support or that healing to each and every one of you, this Thanksgiving, to also remember that the people that you sit at the table with may not be here next year. And so treat each other with kindness and love and compassion and forgiveness, no matter what. And say your thank yous and give your hugs and be authentic and be grateful. And also know that it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving to do that. We can do it every single day if we're conscious of it. And so I send all of you unconditional love and gratitude and happiness and joy. Now let's take our palms and rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And place your palms over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Allow that energy to come into your body and into your being. And place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself and thank yourself for being here, showing up, and for being a part of our soul family. Thank you all so much. It's so wonderful to be here with you all, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We won't be here tomorrow, but I'll see you on Friday, God willing. Bye, everyone.